Piccolo had made his escape, clearly seeing that the likes of Jocha, a being from another world whom he had never seen before, who also was related to Goku, was clearly somebody he could not compete against. He had to make a tactical retreat and find a way to exist around these fools for now. He cursed under his breath for Goku's lucky break. The woman hadn't come here. I would have clearly won and ended that fool once and for all. But who am I? With that, the Namekian slunk off into the shadows, leaving the green one up above on the lookout, pondering a similar thing. A Namekian? Is that what I am? Mr. Popo, let us begin to understand what these beings are. Perhaps this might lead to us discovering more about who we once were. So yes, the green chaps are quite busy without having directly gotten involved with the sister of Goku. Speaking of, Jocha had the very difficult task of relaying to her younger brother the entire history of her people, as well as who she was. Here we go. Well, first of all, I'm your elder sister, Jocha. You are my younger brother, Kakarot. Kakarot? Goku rolled that over his tongue. Huh. And I suppose that you're not from around Earth, are you? Indeed, no. Since we're obviously related, that makes you an alien like me. A Saiyan. The entire group were utterly shocked at this news, and yet not as shocked as they had thought they would be. Now that they had time to think about it, Goku's formidable power that he had displayed over the years and his talents were now sort of easier to explain. Of course he was so much stronger and durable than the rest of them, and of course he could turn into a giant gorilla. He wasn't human. Krillin then piped up. Oh, so that explains his tail. Like your tail. He pointed to Jocha's, which was casually whipping around, but then promptly slunk behind Jocha's back out of shyness. Yes. Speaking of, where's yours, brother? Goku then mentioned he had it removed a few years back, so as to ensure his giant monkey form wouldn't harm anyone ever again. Naturally, Jocha was at first shocked to hear this, but then stopped herself. I see. I suppose without the correct training and guidance, that form would be quite terrifying, huh? The group then muttered something along the lines of, you could say that again. In any case, we Saiyans were a powerful warrior race, one of the most feared across the galaxy. But then all that changed once the horrific galactic emperor Lord Frieza discovered what we could do and used us as some kind of slave labor. The group processed this news too. Wait, said Goku. Feared? Does that mean Saiyans are evil? Jocha shifted nervously. If you're worried that I'm about to attack you and your friends, then no, don't be. A lot of things have happened since our glory days and now. You see, you have another sibling, Kakarot. Or more accurately, you had one. A brother older than I, known as Raditz. Raditz. Goku also rolled that name around his tongue. The three of us were the children of Bardock and Gine, two of the more unusual Saiyans out there, much less barbaric than our counterparts. Our father, though, was a terrific fighter, and one of the strongest that our beleaguered race had. But I was taken away from them by the blasted elite guards. I was too strong for them to not be noticed. I was taken away from my family to serve as yet another drone of the corrupt organization. That is until our planet was destroyed. This was a lot to take in, but the group listened. They had lowered their guard slightly after Jocha said that she wasn't going to fight them right now, Goku being the calmest of all. He could sense that what she was saying and her overall intentions were just. She looked at him with tears welling up in her eyes, a look of somber joy on her face. I never thought I would see any of my family again. Kakarot, Goku, whoever you are, you have no idea how much seeing you fills my heart with pride. You lived! You lived! She rushed over and embraced her brother, letting out bellows of wails, tears streaming down Goku's back. The group were feeling this relief. The cries Jocha was letting loose were those of a deep, primeval sort. Those that are hard to mimic or pretend or conjure up, and are those only brought up from innate, instinctual emotions. These are really deep, ancient emotions. It felt like she had been hanging on to this for decades. Eventually, She let her brother go and looked at him, her face all swollen, a bloodshot mess. Sorry, brother. It's been an arduous 20 years, but I feel like that a part of my life is over now, and a new part is beginning. I have family, right? She looked at Goku, who was gazing around at his friends, trying to read the room, gauge their opinion as to letting Jocha perhaps stay on Earth with them for a while. Most of them had been truly deeply moved by Jocha's feelings and outburst. Everyone except Tenshinhan. 20 years. What did you do before now? Jocha looked at the Triclops and her relief turned to guilt. Well, I worked for Lord Frieza. Myself and a few other Saiyans that were off-world when planet Vegeta, our home was eviscerated, were brought into the care, of his armies, and we were tasked to kill people, destroyed worlds and civilizations. The group were then starting to look a little apprehensive. But I didn't take joy in doing so. In fact, I didn't kill anyone. I just cleared out areas and— You didn't stop them though, continued Tenshinhan. Chaozu was looking confused.
Teddy? What are you doing?
You could have told those other soldiers to do something else. Rebel or something. The fact that you allowed them to kill people whilst trying to paint yourself in a good manner? Sorry, that doesn't sit well with me. Jocha sighed and strutted over to Tenshinhan and punched him in the gut. Whoa, Jocha! What are you doing? Shouted Goku, the group left stunned. So much for that peace then. They got back on guard, Tenshinhan spluttering and gasping for air. Jocha's fist retracted slightly, before it became a palm and gently rubbed the bruised area. That hurt, didn't it? I'm sorry. Tenshinhan was puzzled. What was that for? He said before smirking. Touched a nerve, huh? Didn't like hearing that, did ya? That was to prove to you the scale of power I had to work with. If I had broken off and shirked my orders, that would be what would await me at Lord Frieza's whim. No, more so. I went easy on you. She brought her mouth to his ear. Teddy. Tenshinhan was perplexed with this stunt. Jocha turned around to the rest of the group, pretty much dismissing it like that never happened. I apologize for having to be so direct, but Lord Frieza's power is magnitudes more than even the strongest of Saiyan elites, me being one of them. If I had gone against my orders any more, I would have been vaporized, merely a nuisance in his jotting book. I had to survive and busy myself with other things that the other Saiyans took mirth in doing. I may have been a Saiyan elite in power, but not a Saiyan elite in mind. They made up the numbers for me. But now, I can be rid of them. Nappa, Vegeta, the others. Bastards. Goku piped up, feeling a little less nervous. Are they Saiyans too? Yeah, the latter being the Prince of all Saiyans, the one I was betrothed to. Whoa, cool! You gonna marry a prince? Whoa! Well, I mean, Chi-Chi over there's a princess, so I guess, that'll make me a prince too? He looked to his fiancée and she kinda shrugged. Well, I guess, she said with a genuine look of intrigue. No, not cool, the guy's an ass. Huh, thought Goku. Anyway, I kinda wanna not talk shop for now. Finding this place has been a breath of fresh air, and I could really do with a shower and some fresh clothes. I've worn this armor for well, I don't remember how long. The stench, which hadn't been noticed and superseded by events, wafted over them, and they heartily concurred. You best find something before the wedding, said Chi-Chi formally. I'm not having you dressed like that and smelling like that. You mean I'm invited? Said Jocha with surprise. Sweet, count me in! She then hugged Chi-Chi with joy, and the Ox Princess got the full blast of Saiyan funk. Needless to say, she needed a shower after that. Okay, but sis? Yeah? Can you call me Goku, please? It's my name, really. Jocha was a little saddened by him not liking his Saiyan name, but she knew better than to run roughshod over her brother's beliefs. Sure, Goku. And so, the wedding of Goku and Chi-Chi arrived. Jocha, with the help of Ox King's tailors, had managed to procure one of Chi-Chi's mother's dresses from back in the day, which could fit her quite muscular frame. And it was a style of wear, a Chinese type of dress, that she hadn't really experienced before. It was quite feminine. Yoo-hoo-hoo, said Ox King.
You look wonderful there, Jocha. Well, since Goku's marrying my baby girl, I suppose your family now as well.
Jocha blushed and felt kind of shy.
Thanks, Ox. This isn't the kind of get-up I'm used to. I'm glad it works on me, but I don't think this is gonna be a regular thing. I need something more comfortable, flexible. Believe it or not, that armor I got is super stretchy.
Ox King pondered.
Well, why don't you ask Bulma for some advice, She's more down with the modern style.
Maybe, said Jocha. But for now, she would wear this dress for her brother, since she wanted to look nice for such a special occasion. The wedding went by and Jocha felt relaxed for the first time in a long while. She'd done it. She had managed to escape, by happenstance, the influence of Frieza and Vegeta. Sure, there might come a time when either one of them might catch wind of her desertion and wonder where she got off to, but that would be for a while yet. Don't worry about that right now. Vegeta had clearly not paid much mind to her initial search, and Frieza had plenty of other things on his mind to worry about one pesky Saiyan. So here's hoping that a search party wouldn't come their way, she thought, but still.
Goku,
said Jocha with a serious tone.
I think it's time I trained you up.
Goku was at first wondering why Jocha was so keen to train him now. There didn't seem to be any sort of urgency at the moment, no enemy around, and Piccolo was nowhere to be seen. But then, the thrill of getting stronger overtook his thoughts, and he immediately went with the plan.
Yes! I want to get as strong as you, sis! How are you finding Earth, by the way?
Jocha looked relaxed.
It's nice. Very chill. These clothes are still kind of limiting, but this seems to work for movement well enough.
She tugged at a quite loose cropped white t-shirt and cargo jeans, which already sported some marks and scuffs and holes from her, testing out the fighting capabilities of the garments.
Not as good or robust as my Saiyan armor, but I'm glad to park that stuff for a while and just blend in.
She took a straw hat off and threw it on the ground.
I know you got a kid on the way, but I want to make sure you can defend yourself in case any bad guys from space show up.
Goku was unnerved a little.
You think somebody would? Would they come after you? Are you on the run? Not exactly, but hey, I think your wife would agree with me that it's best to be safe than sorry. I guess, but yeah, let's go!
And so, Jocha and Goku began to train. Of course, Jocha had to go very slow at first, given the massive gap in power between the two of them. But, surprisingly, but again not surprisingly because they're related, Goku was catching up at an incredible rate. It also attracted the attention of a certain three-eyed bloke.
Shinhan, are you sure this is what you want to do? Can't you ask just to train with them like a normal person?
Hissed Chaozu as he and the Triclops stalked the house of Goku.
That is too forward, Chaozu. I have to know what to expect. I wish to surpass Goku on my own terms. And how will I do that if I don't know how to adapt to his new master and what she can teach him?
Well, I don't know, this is creepier, said the mini vampire. It's almost like you're stalking them. Mainly her.
What? No, I'm not one for such.
Come on, Tenny. Ever since she whispered sweet nothings in your ear, you've not stopped talking about her.
I have not! Shouted Ten Shinhan, then grasping his mouth.
Yo, Tenny boy,
shouted Jocha, having heard the outburst.
Why don't you come over here and gawk at us a little closer, huh? Doing it behind a bush is mighty weird. Well, that's what I said, but would he listen?
Said Chaozu.
Say, you got a soft spot for Ten Shinhan?
Said Goku. Jocha thought about it.
I don't know. I'll say that the guy's got some balls to speak to me like that. Speak his mind to someone hundreds of times stronger than he.
Okay, maybe not hundreds, but you get the idea, bro.
He intrigues me.
She watched him nervously walk up towards them, her with a slight red hue to her cheeks. Meanwhile, out in space, Vegeta was getting an urgent message from his superiors. It was Zarbon.
What do you want?
Said the prince with a lackadaisical lilt.
If it were anyone else speaking to me like that, I'd have them shot on the spot. But since it's you, I have grown past that. But tell me, your quotas for liberations have been off lately. Why is that?
Well, what do you expect? The last few missions we've been down a Saiyan.
Oh, which one?
Asked Zarbon. The woman.
Oh, I see. Jocha's dead.
I don't know, like I care. Zarbon was confused.
You seem awfully indifferent of this, Vegeta. You were meant to sire Saiyan children than that one. Without it, you're...
Like I care! She's rebuffed me so long I've grown weary, as if Frieza would allow us to procreate anyway.
So is she dead or not? I need to know for the records.
Do I need to tell you a third time, Zarbon? Say what you want. She went off on a Saiyan search mission a while back and hasn't been seen since. Probably got herself ambushed or something in heater space, I don't know.
Heater space, you say? Best not mention that to Lord Frieza. The less said about them, the better. Very well, Vegeta. I shall hope you can make up the numbers for her absence. I am sorry for your loss.
Oh, whatever, said Vegeta indifferently.
before Zarbon cut off communications.
Wow, Vegeta. You really think she's dead? Said a befuddled Nappa. Of course not, Nappa. She's obviously skipped town, just like all those other Saiyans out there. For all these years, she's been longing to be rid of me, and now she's had the chance. Probably one time when we got wasted,
Said Nappa with self-deprecation.
probably. But now, we got ourselves a little game, something to pass the time. Let's go find her, Nappa. And then what, Vegeta? Bring her back here? Not exactly. I haven't decided yet. But whatever we choose to do, I'll set her straight.
And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now.